and shadows fall, I'll be beside you whenever you call. When worries weigh heavy and fears take flight, I'll be your strength, guiding through the night. And when the days are dark and heavy on your heart, I'll be the voice to guide you through the dim. Strong walls may crumble, but within you've got the spark. Just turn the key, let light dissolve the grim. Did you think you were alone in your feelings? Strike a match, let your inner strength be seen. Welcome to all things serious. The depths of your despair where demons roam. I'll be the hand to hold, you're never alone. When storms rage fierce and winds blow strong, I'll be the shelter in your soul where you belong. Welcome to all things serious.
Welcome, everybody. Raven, it's good to see you again. How are you doing? Cold Casing. Ann. Yes, it's been a while, Ann. How are you doing? Oscar Garcia, how are you doing? I hope things are looking up for you. So, I had somebody in chat yesterday, Cindy Rose. I know who you are, Lisa. I know Cold Casing is you. Yeah, Raven, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing a lot better. Knowing that my cousin talked to my little brother, so that's a plus for me. So I hope Cindy Rose pops in the chat. Just call me Hen. Welcome. Good seeing you here. Cindy Rose wanted me to go over stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety. So hopefully she pops in. If not, she'll catch the replay of this video. So I'm just glad you guys are here. I hope you guys are doing well, head above the water, at least trying to. You know, times are tough these days, and, you know, people are going through some tough things, and we're going to be here for them. So a lot of people don't realize is that a stressor may be a one-time or a short-term occurrence, or it can happen repeatedly over a long time. Now, anxiety is your body's reaction to stress, and can occur even if there is no current threat. If that anxiety doesn't go away and it begins to interfere with your life, it could affect your health. So you can use the 3-3 rule for anxiety in the moment something triggers you. Just look around, identify 3 objects and 3 sounds, then move 3 body parts. Many people find this strategy to help focus and ground them when anxiety seems overwhelming. The 3-3-3 rule is a common and informal technique for coping with anxiety. FARQ, how are you doing? Hope you're doing a lot better. So I want to talk about, the other day I talked about coping with stress. But we're talking about anxiety and stress. And they correlate with each other in certain situations. But stress is only short term. Stress comes and goes. I'm sorry to hear that, FARQ. Stress is actually also not healthy on the heart, in the body. Um, Anxiety could also lead to panic attacks. So anxiety is usually permanent. Mr. Barnes, how are you doing? Yes, Cindy Rose. Stress is an activator and anxiety is the reaction. Okay, so stress comes and goes, but anxiety can stay there. So stress stress I deal with stress all the time, and it's not permanent, but my anxiety, like today, my hands are clammy, so my anxiety is doing a number, and I don't know why. I have no clue. Well, I do, but I don't. Um, even though I heard from my cousin John, so this is where my anxiety's kicking in. My cousin John talked to my brother a week ago. That's my cousin John. That's not me. And that's why my anxiety is probably kicking in. So it's probably a good thing I talk about anxiety, you know, um, because we all have, well, not every single one of us. Most of us have anxiety. Yes, yes. Cindy, you're correct. So stress is external and temporary, but anxiety is internal and may linger past the time that stress is out of the environment. Yes, that is correct. So let me put this banner up. I got my windows open, so if you hear any outside sound, it's because my windows are open. So, and Cindy, you're in Discord, so I'll send you all these links about anxiety can become permanent. It can be, and just overcoming the fears. The anxiety will still be there. It's just that you're breaking the fears that the anxiety comes with, and it takes time. You know, it'll be there. You will be anxious. It's just overcoming the fear. So, um, yes, exactly. Well, it depends on what. Like, if you have social anxiety and you've had it for years, it takes over. But if you break those fears, the anxiety. See, Mr. Barnes, I'd love you to come up on panel. I would love you because what I'm reading is different than what you know. What I'm reading is different than what you know. If you want to come up on panel, you're more than welcome because what I'm reading is different. They're saying that the anxiety will still be there, but you can overcome it with peace. See, I don't, this is not a medical professional, so I can't use that site. Well, if anxiety comes and goes, maybe, then it's always there. Stress is temporary. Now, these are my opinions. I'm not a medical professional, okay? Yes, there are different types of anxiety. You got some that are with you at all times, and that comes from trauma. And then you have some anxiety that, see, anxiety is such a broad thing. Like let me. I'm having a rough day. Let me get to this. All right. All right, here comes Mr. Barnes. Hey, Mr. Barnes.
Hello, everybody.
So, what's permanent? Stress or anxiety? Isn't
Right.
stress term,
Anxiety,
anxiety long term?
anxiety is the baby of stress. We suffer from anxiety based on whatever it is that's around us. And we start to see that as something that's more important than whatever it is that's going around in our life. But if we allow ourselves to continuing things that may bother us, then it becomes part of stress. And then when we are in stress, stress is like a tree, where anxiety is like little bits and pieces. So if we allow those bits and pieces to stay within our lives, when I say lives, I'm talking about daily lives. If we let that brew, then it becomes the stress. And we all suffer from anxieties, we all suffer from stress, but it is to identify, and the best way to identify is to accept that we are never nice to ourselves. So we need to learn to be nice to ourselves, be proud of ourselves for tiny little things that we have done in our life. And that will take away the anxiety, that will take away the stress. Okay, whatever I'm saying may sound very simple, very easy, and people may think, oh, he's talking, you know, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But if you cut it down, so, I mean, I use the tree. Eddie knows I use the tree as always as an example. That if you look at your life as a tree, and depending on the branches as part of your life, every branch has your experience, every branch has your job experience that you have had, your life experience, your knowledge, how you were brought up, your schooling. Everything, if you put it together, becomes a tree. And anxiety and stress and pain and anger and hatred is still part of who we are as humans. To identify those, we as a therapist, I mean, I'm an NLP therapist. So what I always advise people or suggest people is to look for tiny little things that you can take out of your life and you can still survive. And little by little, stress and anxiety is not something that you can get rid of overnight. It takes time. However, you have to keep in mind that it is possible. That's the bottom line. It is possible. All you have to do is allow yourself, by being nice to yourself, by accepting that you can change it. And that's the secret.
So it's within you, the person,
Yes, it is in you.
and
However,
in the atmosphere around you.
yeah, but you have to look outside yourself, around you. I mean, I was out not long ago, and I was talking to lots and lots of people, and for for a moment, I forgot and I stopped stressing because I had missed my last bus going home. So the only way I could get home was to get a taxi. And when I ordered a taxi, I couldn't get the taxi, so I had to walk around the corner to to reorder my taxi. I could have sat there and I could have stressed myself, or I could order another taxi and just wait for it to happen. And it
Yep.
did. So I could develop anxiety by saying, God, I need to get home. I need to get home. I need to get home. Why is taxis not coming? Why can't I get the taxis not responding? I should call them. Why am I not calling them? So I can build that stress and anxiety within myself, or accept what's around me, that I've ordered the taxi and it will happen. I will get the text message to say the taxi is on its way. This is the most easiest way I can explain.
Okay. So there are some stresses in my life that are permanent.
Mm-hmm.
That because there are certain things that stress me out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not a negative stress.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can't remove that part, from my life. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so my mom stresses me out sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's not a negative way. I think her mind is slowly going,
Mm-hmm.
and that scares me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the doctor with her to see if she's on the early stages with her
Mm-hmm.
mind slowly going, and that is stressing me out.
Yeah. But what I'm hearing from you is a temporary stress. I know what you mean. I saw my dad over the last 5 months before he passed away. That he was going through. He was losing it, and I'm not very scared to say that I'm suffering from early stage of dementia. I am I'm having to reprogram myself, re-registering things. I'm trying to find new ways to live as a comfortable life as I possibly can. So the kind of stress that you're talking about, Eddie, it's a normal stress, but it's a temporary stress because you love your mom and you're only stressing when she is in need. So it's not a long-term stress. But as long as you're putting or you're making the right choices or you're creating a right environment, then the stress is not the real thing. The real idea or the concept or the bottom line is that you're making your mom's life comfortable. But that's what our parents did for us when we were babies. And
Yep,
now it's our time to do for our parents.
yep.
And that's exactly what we're supposed to do as children. We're supposed to love our parents the way they loved us when we were babies.
But what scares me, Mr. Barnes, is I used to work in a nursing home with people who had Alzheimer's,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And they forget who their family is.
Uh-huh.
And my fear is that my mother will forget who I am.
Eddie, let me give you the other side of it. Uh, as somebody that's having memory loss now, is that when I get to that stage, which will happen at one stage, I will get to that point where I will start forgetting things. To me, it would not matter. To my loved ones, it will. My dad had dementia. Towards the end of his life, my dad was a POW in 1971 for 5 years. And me and my dad, we were sitting down, we're chatting away, we're talking about things. And all of a sudden, my dad starts speaking in a language that I never heard of him speaking. And he was speaking Bengali. And Bengali is a language I've never heard of, never understood, never knew. So I didn't know how to react. So I just reacted based on his facial expressions. So things my dad never told us about from his prison days, POW days. He started talking. But Eddie, you and I are lucky people. Everybody that's in the chat who's been or are getting into that situation where their parents are losing their brain cells, we are lucky that we have the opportunity to make their life comfortable. That's the whole idea, is to make their life comfortable. When we were babies, the babies start crying. So the very first 2 weeks of baby's birth, the babies cry in one sound of cries. But after 2 weeks, the sound of cries changed based on their needs. So
Yep.
your mom changed your nappy, she fed you, she entertained you, she helped you to go to sleep because she understood the sound of your cry, what it meant. And this is now your time to do the same thing for your mom. And it is a blessing. I know it may not sound as positive as I am coming across to you, Eddie, but you know that sooner or later, what I'm telling you and what I'm telling other people that are in the chat, it will make sense. But it's okay to feel the way you feel, my friend. And you have my email address. You will, you're going to enjoy it. Be part of your mom's life. Enjoy every moment you have with your mom. And as she goes deeper into that situation where she starts having a memory loss, just be there. It will help you and it will help your mom.
I'm the only one here from my mother.
Yeah. I've only seen your mom walking behind you when you were in your old room.
Yeah.
And moms are amazing. Moms are the best.
Yep.
And you love your mom as much as everyone in the chat love one of their parent or their carer or their teacher or somebody they met who matters more to them. But it's the little things, Eddie. I know it's hard at the moment, but trust me, my friend, you have an amazing community around you. Give yourself, be nice to yourself, do the best you possibly can for your mom as the time passes. And she will find comfort in it. You may not see it, but you will find comfort seeing her, that she may give you a little smile. She may not recognize you, but she may give you a smile. And that is worth more than $1 million. I know because I'm being there 3 times. And yeah, it was hard the first couple of times. With my dad was the hardest. But it got, I look back at it and I have nothing but happy memories about my dad. So Eddie, just be you.
Yep.
Do what you can for your mom. And that goes for everybody in the chat. Because we have our friends. We have somebody we love. And they're going through a hard time. Just by being there, just by giving them a smile, or just receiving a smile for somebody that you love, even if they don't recognize you, is worth millions. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm being there. I am going through it myself. Some people feel sorry for me, but I don't like that. But the people who really love me, I meet them every day, and I'll meet you today and I'll forget about you tomorrow. And I've had people who meet me every day and they meet me and they pretend that it's the first time we met, until I learn their faces, I learn their names, and I learn the connection we have. But this is the beauty of life. And you will get there, Eddie. Trust me, you will get there. And you have an amazing community around you that will help you get there.
That's what's important.
Oh, yeah, it is. Definitely it is. It's the little things, my friend. It's the little things that means a lot more than what we realize. It's just the way we've been programmed, and it's not our fault or our parents' fault or our grandparents' fault. Here's something for you to picture. If you look at the history of cars, the cars have evolved and got better and better and better. Electric, telephone, everything else has got better. The only thing that hasn't changed is education. The education system hasn't changed. But now we are getting to that point where the internet is allowing us to be able to research more. And it's the education system that we need to change to be able to educate ourselves better. And this is what you are doing, Eddie. Your channel is all about education. Nobody here is specialized or specializes in one thing or another. We all share with each other, and we get a diamond here and a diamond there, and a little piece of gold here and a little piece of gold there. And that's why I love your channel. I love waking up in the morning when I'm able to wake up just in time for you to have your morning show. That's what I love about it. You have a lovely small community, but all you people love each other, care about each other. And that makes life a lot stronger than what it really is.
That's why when I do these, usually I'm there for everybody, and I'm strong, but everybody has their weak points.
Yeah, but that's what makes us human.
Yes.
Having weaknesses is what makes us human. And weakness is why we are socialized. We socialize because of our weaknesses, not because of our strengths.
Yes, and sometimes you got to share your weakness and show your weakness. That shows that you're human.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Cindy said, Pete Burns, an opportunity to give loving actions from my mom, Frances, God rest her soul, amen, died from her first heart attack, completely unexpected. Yeah. I can understand that. Cindy, let me put it this way. Right. From the moment we're born, the life is like a mosaic. If you're too close to mosaic, you can never see the art. You can't see the beauty. To be able to see a mosaic, you have to move backwards. You have to move away. So when we are born, we start growing up, so that, in other ways, we start moving backwards until we see the whole picture. And once we have seen the whole picture, right behind us is where the hole is, the grave is. We're all born with a reason, and we share it. We share our feelings, we share our love, we share our ideas, we share our anger and hatred and friendship and disappointments and everything. But we're only here to share, to love others. And once the reason for our birth is finished, is when it's time for us to leave, when it's our time to go. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
So, Mr. Barnes, while you're up here, I have a question. Yeah, and you can come up. I'll drop the link in panel.
Why I'm up here? I had friends come over from New Zealand and America. They came over on a wee holiday in the UK.
How was it?
To London. And then they came to Glasgow. I just not long I got back home, and then I saw you online, so I came in online, and then you asked me to come on.
Yeah,
and I did.
Thank you.
Always happy to help, my friend. Always happy to help.
Thank you for coming up. I really needed it because I was hitting a vulnerable point talking about stress and anxiety. I was just getting lost in my words.
I know. We all been there, my friend. We all been there. Erica. Hey, Hen.
Hi. I just want to say, Eddie, so I've not obviously coped with a parent with dementia, but I know it's going to be hard. I know people that have. I know it can be very hard, especially as dementia develops, and they forget who you are, and they can get aggressive and angry because they're scared. But one thing I want to say to you, I told my kids, if I ever get to the point where I need looking after, I don't want you doing it. I don't want that stress and burden on you, because I grew up in a household where I helped care for my dad. And it wasn't it wasn't a nice experience. It really wasn't a nice experience. But accept help, Eddie. You're not on your own. Maybe have the discussion with your mum while she's still alive. Not alive, while she's still
she already has memory loss.
Right, yeah, but she may have memory loss, but she's got her mind is still functioning to a degree. She already knows what she wants. Yeah. So maybe have that discussion with her before she loses the capacity to do that.
And I have, and she hates the fact that I have that discussion with her.
Well, yeah, it's because she doesn't want to admit there's anything wrong. But yeah, I mean, but don't forget, there is help out there. You don't have to do it on your own. You know, whether you get someone in to assist you during the day, or you take respite. Because sometimes you just need a break. You need time to recoup. You never ever on your own if you're willing to accept the help.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean taking respite does not mean you're turning your back on your mum. It just means that you're having a respite for you so you can be strong enough to deal with your mum. Because you said one of your biggest anxieties at the moment is dealing with your mum.
But I show you the other side. I forget people when I meet them. The next day I don't remember them. And some people are nice enough to meet me, and they come across as the first time I met them.
Yeah.
But while I'm going through this, and I know I'm only 49, I'm going, in the next 10, 15 years, things going to get worse for me. I know that. But my side, as a dementia sufferer, if you want to call that, my life would not going to be any different. The people around me, the people that love me, may feel the pain of me not remembering things. But then I see my dad, and having seen my dad and being part of his life and pretending to be people he thought I was. And my dad was a surgeon, so he will talk about these medical big words, and I didn't have a clue what he was talking about. But I just had to pretend to be his friend, whoever he thought I was. And I found pleasure in that, Eddie. So you have the most amazing view from the both sides. You have your view, how you feel right now, your anxiety, your stress, your pain, your hurt towards your mom, what she's going through or she might go through in the future, which you and I both know what it will be like, what things may change. But I'm giving you another thing is the best son you can be is to be who she thinks you are or you will be, and give her as much comfort as you possibly can. My best friend right now, uh, her her mom is she's going through a lot of trouble because her dad has got Alzheimer's and he's getting to that point. He still remembers how to play piano, but he occasionally forgets about his kids. And sometimes he forgets who I am. It's stressful, yes, but we are doing whatever we can to help. And Eddie, that's the best thing you can do for your mom is to be there, to be who she thinks you are, and give her the comfort. Trust me, my friend. Eddie, trust me. You will never, ever gonna have a heartache. If only you remember the core of it is about they helped us when we were babies.
Yep.
They helped us grow up. And now it's our turn as
To replay
adults
the
to help
favor.
our I to do what we can as a parent towards our parents. You'll
Yeah.
be fine, my friend. You will be fine. You have enough friends around you. You will be fine.
Yep. Thank you. Going on, Stephen. Adventure. Welcome.
Hi, Stephen.
So,
Just know you're never alone, Eddie. Even if you feel like you're alone, you're never alone.
I know I got a lot of people around me that care.
Hmm.
I know.
It's not just the people on the internet. I mean, you've got family around you, whether they're there all the time or not. They're still there. There's still someone you can talk to at the end of the day and say, "Hey, I'm having a bit of a shit day," you know.
Yep. So, what's
And
tomorrow?
and medical professionals, remember,
Yes.
take all the help you can from medical professionals because that's what they're there for.
Yep. Yep.
And sometimes you have to change your therapists.
Hmm.
Before I start training into counseling, I went through 3 different counselors before I found the fourth one to be the one that I got on really well with. And we got on so well that she actually is the one that told me that I can actually be a very good counselor. And I went, nah, that's not for me. And then she brought me the application form and she gave it to me and she said, fill it in. So I filled it in and I sent it away and I'm like, yeah, as if I'm gonna get in. And I did. And Sally's the one that helped me through my first part of my counseling. Eddie, you have a big heart, my friend. You really have a big heart. You have great friends around you. Long before the mobile phones came out, we used to go to a telephone booth and you used to make a phone call. I remember it used to cost 30p, which
Yeah.
in those days was about $1. So you put in $1 into a telephone booth and you can make a phone call. And Hen, was it 3 minutes or 5? I think it was
Well,
3 minutes,
I
wasn't
remember when
it?
it was 10p. I'm not going to lie. I remember when it was 10p. I think it's 60 pence now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, you could make a phone call. And
Yeah.
now we have this amazing technology where we sit in 5,000 miles away and we can still communicate and share our
Yeah.
experiences.
And it don't
So
cost
you're
hardly.
not alone, my friend. You're not alone, Eddie. You know that. Deep down,
Yep.
you know that you're not alone, my friend.
Yeah. And because you know people all over the world, there's someone available every moment of the 24 hours a day. There's someone available 24 hours a day. Whether there's someone in the UK, someone in Africa, someone in Italy, someone in Canada, America, there's always going to be someone awake that you can reach out to.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Hen, for coming up.
Oh, something I put in the chat, and I don't know if you saw it. It's okay to take back as well as give. So this is great for you to actually go, do you know what? I'm having shit time at the moment. Let's focus on me today. Because you focus on everyone else, it's okay to focus on yourself.
Here's a funny fact for you, Eddie. How often, when was the last time I was in your chat at this time of the night? Because it's way past my bedtime. It's 2 a.m. my time.
It's been a long time. Usually you come up when I'm live at 2:30 in the morning.
The last time I was in this show is when you invited me as your guest speaker. And that was, I don't know, it was about a year ago or something. And today it happened to be that I was needed here. This is where I was supposed to be. And here I am. So things happen for a reason. And just before I got here, I was talking to Erica. She's in the chat, and we had a good laugh. And lucky for you guys that I'm still using my American accent. I wasn't using it with Erica, but I put on my American accent.
American accent doesn't sound American to me.
And trust me, I was all Scottish earlier.
Oh, you went full broad Scot. Okay.
Why? I've had a few beers, so put it that way.
In other words, you would never understand.
There you go. See, how easy was it, Eddie? How easy was it for you to start laughing, my friend? It's the simplest of tiny little things that makes us smile, that makes us laugh.
I had a Scots lady on my panel this morning when I was live.
Oh, yeah.
One of Hen's friends.
What, Margot?
Yes.
Oh, you're honoured to have Margot up there.
Yeah, she came in.
Margot's awesome.
Yeah, we hung out, talked about gardening, getting her son into gardening. Because she's got to take a break.
Yeah, she's having to force him to do the gardening.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to. So she's not from Glasgow, but she's got a very similar accent to the Glasgow accent. She's, without doxing her completely, she's on the she's about 40 minutes train from Glasgow, so going down on the coast. Okay.
Yep. Hello, Paige. Angels Lives to Keep Control, and Hemi, thank you for being here.
But yeah, her accent is also quite broad when she goes full on. She has to speak slowly, and I'm guessing that's what you're doing, speaking slowly, so people can understand her.
Eddie, can you bring up Sandy Rose comment, please?
This one right here.
That's the one. Read it.
Eddie, I read it before I brought it up. Whatever you do for your mom, and any medical system professional probably sees you are more equipped and pleasant than you feel about yourself. And no one expects you to know how to do this.
Right. But if you carefully see the words where she says you are more equipped, we're always much better than we think we are. We're always more equipped than we really are. We just have to recognize it. And this is where vulnerability comes from. You're a vulnerable man. And it's not many men accept the idea of being vulnerable and to share the idea of being vulnerable. Men don't cry. You know, that kind of thing that we're being brought up with.
Yep.
You're not bad. You are a real man. And the fact that you're willing to share makes you a real man. It opens the door for you to listen to other people and intake the ideas or suggestions. And when the time comes, you will do it. You will be just fine, Eddie. You will be just fine, my friend,
Well,
because you have great people around you.
you said earlier on, it's like, your parents raised you, brought you up, took care of you, and now it's time for you to parent your parents. So they always say that parenting doesn't come with a manual. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of books out there, but every child is different, and every parent's different. And the same situation you're in, Eddie, now is there's no manual, but you will figure it out, and you'll figure out how to deal with it that works for you and works for your mum.
Yep.
Yeah, when I was bringing kids up, I turned to my ma and I went to my mum and I went, "How did you bring us up?" And she went,
Exactly.
"It was too long ago. I can't remember."
Some of us weren't
And
brought up; we were dragged up.
I,
Aye.
life is great, my friend Eddie. Life is great. We just have to move. We have to go around, try and find different paths, different ways. But we are lucky. We, as in everybody that's in the chat, we, as in people who may listen to to this live stream, we are lucky because we have each other who's sharing their own pain, who's sharing their own ideas. And within this conversation, there is a little bits and pieces that will sit in our subconscious mind. Like I said at the last time, everything that I'm saying, only 20% of that whole everything that I will say will register in the brain.
Yep.
But you will be just fine, my friend. If you need help, if you feel you need help with a path, and when it feels dark, all you have to do is, my friend, is to email me.
All right.
I get instant email on my phone, unless if I'm asleep. If I'm asleep, I sleep. There's only one cat that can wake me up. Nobody else can wake me up. Apart from my cat, there's only one cat that can wake me up. But you email me, my friend, and I will always gonna be there. As long as my brain is working, I'll be there. And I'll be more than happy to help.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure, my friend. It's always a pleasure. That's what we are born for. We're born to help each other.
Yep.
Nightwolf, hello. It's
Hi,
the first
Nightwolf.
time Nightwolf actually heard my voice. We talk in live streams, but we never actually had a voice conversation.
I just want to say, though, right? I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. He said you can email him anytime. He'll answer the emails. Don't fucking email me. I'll tell you to fuck off. No, I'm joking. No, anyone can reach out. It doesn't mean I can give you the right advice, but anyone can reach out.
Here's an English response back to what Hayden just said. Sorry, no understand English. But only the British people will get. Only the British people will get this joke. Americans won't get it, Hen. Americans won't get it, but the British will.
No comprende, no comprende.
All right, everybody. I want to thank you guys for being up here. I want to thank you for the support I needed.
It's my pleasure, my friend. It's my pleasure.
You're more than welcome.
So, yeah, I just been stressed the past week and a half.
We've spotted it.
So it's just family.
Yeah, family are
Aye.
a pain in the arse.
Family is very important to me.
They're also a pain in the arse, though.
Oh, aye.
Why?
So,
Can't
but
live with them. Don't want to live without them. You know, it's
Eddie,
really
you'll
hard.
be just fine. You will be just fine, my friend. You have the skills. You just need your friends around you sometimes just to give you a little guidance here and there.
yep,
But you're strong enough, my friend. You are strong enough. But if you need guidance, you have my email address. You
Yep.
send me an email, and I'll be there for you, my friend. And I know you'll be here for me. I know you will. Because you remember when I sent you an email, your response meant so much more than you realized. But obviously, I felt comfortable enough to have emailed you.
yep,
That it itself shows that I have trust in you to send you an email and pour my heart out to you. So that means that you're man enough, and in my eyes, that I have enough respect for you to be able to share with you what I was going through at that time. And then your reply back meant something to me. It valued a lot more to me than you realize. But that's what is friendship and love and respect and decency is all about. So I'm gonna love you all and leave yous. But Eddie, please email me if you ever need a friend to talk to. I will
Yes, sir.
always be here.
What,
As
one
long as
thing,
my brain works, I'll be here. I'll be there for you, my friend.
one piece of advice I will give you, Eddie, though, is don't take on everyone's problems, because you can only cope with so much. And sometimes you need to put yourself first.
yep,
But this is what I love about Eddie. Instead of Eddie taking over other people's problems in the chat, he is willing to say, "This is what's bothering me today,"
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this is what a real man is supposed to be. A real man is a man who's willing to let out what he is feeling.
Yeah, and don't feel guilty about it either.
No, I don't think Eddie does. Not the kind of man I know, and I've known Eddie long enough to know that he's a real man. Don't get big-headed now, Eddie. Just saying.
I'm
Hen
not
will
big
get-
headed. Trust me.
Oh no, Hen would have got what I tried to, what I meant. It's a British thing. It's a British thing, Eddie. Unfortunately, you know, even though we speak the same language, but certain things just doesn't make sense in one country what it does in the other.
Yeah.
My very first experience about the Yankees was when my sister's ex-husband was from New York. And whenever I spoke to him, I'll phone him up and he says, "What's up?" And I'll go,
The sky, the
What?
ceiling.
"What the hell are you talking about? What's up?" That's very disrespectful for us British.
Yeah, what's up?
You know, "Oh, is it too much of a bother for me to call you?" You say, "What's up?"
What's up?
My answer
Until
to
my-
what's up is normally the ceiling. Ceiling's up.
Aye.
You know,
Now,
if you're gonna be like you said, disrespectful, what's up? What's the problem?
aye,
It's-
exactly.
You know, you're gonna get a cheeky answer.
Yeah. So when I moved to Scotland, we ordered all the fridge and freezer to be delivered. The guys came in, delivered it, and I offered them tea or coffee, and they says, "Oh no, no bother," as in no bother. I'm like, that's bloody rude. Making a cup of tea or a cup of coffee is not really a bother, is it?
No, that's
Obviously,
first thing
then
you
I
do, isn't it?
realized, but then I realized no problem
Mm-hmm.
is in Scotland we say "ni bother," as in
No
no
bother.
problem. That's
No
fine.
problem. Yeah.
Same language, but has so many different meanings.
Yeah.
Listen, Eddie, I'm gonna head, but
And
Thank
get
you for
yourself some
inviting
sleep
me,
there,
Eddie.
Mr. Barnes.
Oh yeah, I've got both the cats staring at me just now. But it was lovely talking to you, my friend Eddie. Thank you for inviting me in.
Have a good night,
And-
Mr. Barnes.
Miss Erica
It's a
says that's
pleasure.
the most American accent I've ever heard from you.
It was lovely talking to all of you guys. And Eddie, email me.
I will.
Email me. We'll talk again. And you're not alone, my friend. I've seen both sides. I'll help you for as long as I can till my brain works. All right?
Yep.
All right. See you all later. Have a good night, everyone.
Yes. You too,
All right,
Mr.
take
Barnes.
care. My pleasure. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, yeah, and Margot came up this morning and we had a good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, let me go get my coffee. And she got her coffee and came
yeah.
up on panel.
She can't deal with anything without a cup of coffee in her hand.
I was like, I was surprised you didn't even pop into chat. I said, she must be sleeping.
I was sleeping.
Yeah. I was like, she's
was
counting sheep.
Yeah. I was definitely sleeping. I didn't go to sleep till about 5 o'clock in the morning, so I was definitely sleeping.
So,
Okay. But yeah, well, I'll have to go back and listen to what she said.
yeah, she's hilarious. She's a sweetheart.
So I can poke fun at her.
Yep. But, and she told me, she told me that all her videos she does is about gardening. Now she can't do it right now because the doctor said.
Yeah, she's under doctor's orders not to garden for a few weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming in, George. It's good seeing you. Thank you, everybody, for being here at my vulnerable moment. You guys are an amazing group of people.
Yeah, some of them are.
You are, and yes, you are.
I said some of them are. I didn't say I said some of them are.
You're such a doll.
No, you have got a good chat. There was someone earlier on that was in the chat. I can't remember the name now, but they were feeling very, very down and very depressed. And I would like to say, please don't be on your own. And I know you're feeling like at the moment it's not worth. You literally said, I can't fix myself. No one else can fix me. But please reach out to someone, because there are people that can help you and help fix you. That makes sense?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Good seeing you in chat, Nicole. And I saw my friend DJ Rogue Knox in earlier. So,
yes,
right.
Angels, I agree. We're all right. We're all right. We're all right.
All right, George, I'll see you in a little bit. So, all right. Thank you guys for being here. I will probably see most of you guys 2:30 in the morning. Actually, no, you won't. You won't. Nope, you won't. Because I have an appointment tomorrow. So you won't see me at 2:30 a.m. because I have an appointment tomorrow.
You know full well he'll still be at 2:30 a.m. because he hasn't been able to sleep. So he thinks, fuck it, I might as well go live.
Well, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
Take care, everyone. And remember to reach out when you need help.
All right, my friends. Thank you and have a good night. All Things Serious is out, my friends.